How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the OGs, the original Gunners, Turkish Curtis in the building. Curtis, what are you saying, man? It feels like I just saw you a few hours ago, bro.
The energy again, man. The energy is good. I tell you what, I feel like I played the game last night. I can't lie. Like I'm tired, but the energy's good right now. You know what I mean?
Bro, you
So
was definitely on one yesterday. Man came down, said, yeah, fuck it. We both got in past, what, 3 in the morning?
free, yeah. I got in about 3:30. It's mad, like when you watch a game. Like I remember when I used to play, adrenaline would be like pumping. I couldn't sleep after a game, but I'm actually getting that from watching as well now, which that
Yeah.
tells me something's good because there weren't no adrenaline pumping when we was finishing eighth. I can't lie. So
Bro, 100%. Like, even when we was going to penalties, yeah,
yeah,
I thought to myself, I can't lie, I'm vexed. But at the same time, I finally this is what it's all about. Like, man
yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
be here in these situations on these kind of nights back in the Champions League. I know Porto is not the team we expected it against, but we know even back in the day, like Champions League can throw up surprises, can throw up difficult fixtures that you tend to, when the draw comes out, people would have celebrated. People celebrated
yeah,
Porto. People celebrate.
yeah,
I wouldn't say I celebrated it. I would have thought that we would have made lighter work of it. But going into penalties, I was like 120 minutes, a penalty
yeah,
shootout. Obviously, we got the job done, which now in hindsight, I can just say, all right, cool. I was calm about it. If we didn't, I would have been vexed. But
yeah.
bro, we actually were reconnected completely. It's come full circle. And I can't lie, Mikel's the man that did it.
Yeah, man, like, yeah, he's listen, and you know me, I don't hide. Like, I've said things about that guy, and
Likewise, bro. Likewise.
it's it's there on record. But Jay-Z and Nas was dissing each other. Next minute, he signed to the label. So I might have thrown some subliminals at him, but we're cool now. You know what I mean? But nah, I have to respect what he's doing because all the things that I used to complain about with Arsenal, he's changed the narrative. Our best players are contracted. We've got a style of play and a philosophy which we lost at one point. We're defensively solid, which for years we go to big grounds and get slapped up. You know what I mean? Chelsea and all them grounds getting hammered. The one thing that's missing is the trophies. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's what defines a top manager at the end of the day. So just if he can pick up one of them trophies this season, listen, we want both. If you can get one of them, then you're there, bro. You're one of the top managers because 20 years, no title, never won a Champions League. He could really change the history of this football club.
Bro, I can't lie to you. I'm like you. I've said, what I've said about Mikel. I didn't jump on the whole out bandwagon because I'm tired of that whole thing. But I did think this guy is not good enough for the job and whatnot. You just
Yeah,
said the trophy will put him with the top managers. I can't lie. I think, listen, when I say top managers, I'm excluding people like Pep here or Klopp
yeah,
because they're elite. They're managers that go down in history. But when we're looking at top managers outside the ones that I've just mentioned, then not maybe a Simeone to an Angelotti.
mm,
Obviously, these men that go down in history already. Arteta's already a top manager, bro. Like, I've never liked this question before, where it was, if Wenger was to get sacked, who would you want in? Or if Emery was to get sacked, who would you want in? And so on. But if someone asked me that question now, I can't say anyone for sure would
yeah,
have done better than Mikel, having come in 3 years ago, 4 years ago, however long it's been, or would do better moving forward because, bro, he's got a team that's keeping up for 2 seasons now with if not the greatest, the second in line in terms of Premier League managers of all time in Pep Guardiola. And he's done it in a way where, like, no one really saw it coming. I know a lot of a lot of Arsenal fans will say I backed him from day one. They want a badge and all
yeah,
of that. Cool, have the badge and whatnot. But what I'm saying is the signings that were being made, the way the club was, and the pressure that was on him, his first managerial job. No one really expected anything from him, let alone building a team that can compete at the highest level. Because we're not talking just about Porto here. We're talking about obviously Brentford as well, where that we went top of the league because we haven't talked in like a week or so. But I can't
Yeah.
think of another manager now that I'd even, you know, think
I,
about.
I I would say the only listen for me. I think he's. I wouldn't call him a top manager yet. That's just my opinion because I look at it and I think Inzaghi had not really managed. He's going to win the title probably this year in Italy. He also got them Champions League final, and if Lukaku could have finished, they might have won that. Do you know what I mean? And then you look at Xabi Alonso. People were saying that's a farmers league. Bayern win it every year. This guy's taking it away from him. Probably going to
Mm.
win it with Xhaka. You know what I mean? With Granit Xhaka, bro, in midfield. So I think he's a good manager. I think he's done a very good job because he had such a big, well-rounded job to do. It wasn't just sort the team out. Like there was crazy things going on. You know, he had to get rid of Aubameyang, Ozil contracts. It was mad. Even the money he was spending. You look at them early windows. He was spending 80 million in a window on like 5 players. Like that's not going to win you a league or even compete. So I think he's close. I think he's borderline. I think he's done a very good job, but I think I do
If
need them trophies.
if Pep was at Bayern right now, though, right, or if Pep was at Juventus right now, do you think Inzaghi or Alonso have a chance in that, even in those leagues? Let alone one where we've got Klopp in it and we've got other teams with a hell of a lot of money. That's why I get you what
Mm,
you're saying with Inzaghi
I
and
know what you're
Alonso,
saying.
early days, and they're on the verge of success or potential big success. But I can't compare the leagues, even though Bayern usually they dominate, and that's probably that's probably the better example of the two because Serie A just gets passed around these days the way it's been moving the last 4 or 5 years. AC, Inter, Napoli, Inter, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
on. Before that, Juventus just dominated. But I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see Alonso come in at Liverpool and that's when he'll certify himself as and we'll look back at this conversation and you would have been right. You would have
yeah.
been right. But until I see them do it in this league now, or if Pep goes to Italy next, for example, and Inzaghi's still there, and they go head to head on it, then I
Yeah.
might say, all right, there's more clout behind those names. But right now, I don't know, man. Italian leagues all over the place, and
Mm.
and Bayern, I mean, I don't know. Big up Xabi Alonso, but Tuchel's also doing a mad thing, or has been doing a mad thing over there for it to all fall apart the way it has been. They ain't that
Yeah.
poor of a side.
Nah, nah. I just it's tough in it because, like you said, the circumstances are different. This guy's trying to win the Prem. You got to overcome Pep and Klopp, who are two of the best managers we've probably seen. Yeah, Pep's arguably the greatest. So it is different circumstances, but I just think we're such a big club, and the standards that we're aiming for. It's like if Arteta was here for another couple years, let's say, and he still, let's say by the end of next season, we still hadn't won a trophy. I think all of a sudden that narrative would be changing. It would be,
Yeah,
okay, you have
yeah,
rebuilt us. We're playing great football, but where's the trophies? We're not
yeah.
Tottenham. We're not, Poch, great football, created a great team, got to finals at Tottenham. Let's be real. That was a
Hmm.
dangerous Tottenham team. Do you know what I mean? They could have
Yeah,
won the
yeah,
Champions League. But ultimately it was, but you don't get them over the finish line, and I just don't want us to become a team where we're exciting, everyone pats us on the back, but we're not lifting the silverware. And I get it
yeah,
because he doesn't really go for the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup that much. It seems like he's almost saying, I just want the top 2 trophies, which is ambitious of him. But I
yeah,
hope he gets it. I think listen, I hope he gets it because as much as I have been against him, I'm still open-minded enough to say, listen, man, whatever I said about him, he's doing a job. Top
yeah.
of the Prem, quarterfinal of the Champions League. You've built a great platform, but just get us over that finish line, bro.
Yeah, I think the whole 2026, 2025 thing, sorry, is
Yeah,
legit. By the end of next season, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I know a few weeks, maybe a couple months ago, the question would have been around this summer, but someone asked me yesterday. I think he's got a year left come the summer.
yeah,
Someone
left.
asked me, like, if they either asked me, would I be happy with him getting a new contract in the next couple of months, like a 2-year extension on it, or they asked me, would I give it to him before the end of the season? And my answer to it was, I think it was the latter. My answer to it was yes. I think he's done enough to warrant a new contract for sure. But at the end of the 2024-5 season, you know, if the worst case scenario happened, because I do think we'll win something. I do think we'll win something. I'm tempted to say I think we'll win something this year, but I just need to see how the draw works, how we maneuver that Man City game. Like that, I think 1st of April will be a much better place to either
To
be
know.
confident about it, quietly confident about it, or think, we fucked it. I think 1st of April will be in and around one of those 3 places. But I think the trajectory we've been on in the last 24 months, it's been
Yeah.
mad. It's been mad. And to do it back to back now in terms of keep up the challenge, spend 100 mil, the pressure's on with that signing. Obviously, Havertz comes in. It hasn't really worked that in the position you saw him in, but then you've changed it up in that little break that we've had, and you know it's been free flowing, exciting football since. I think he deserves it. I mean, would you be? Let's say it come out tomorrow, or let's say it come out in a couple of weeks that
Yeah.
he's on the verge. Fabrizio says he signed it. It just has to be announced. Would you be upset with that? Would you be happy with it, or would you just be like, yeah, I mean, I don't really mind it, neutral?
Do you know what? I wouldn't be upset with it because I understand like the club are clearly going to keep him in the summer, and it's difficult to sign players when your manager's in the last year of his contract. Because how do you convince a player
Yeah,
to sign for 5 years when you could be gone in 1 year? And let's face it, Barcelona will be looking at him. Xavi's going. Thomas Tuchel's going to leave Bayern Munich. Luis Enrique's not pulling up trees at PSG. I think there are clubs that would have Arteta on their list because, like you said, if you think of alternatives, how many managers are there out there that we would say, let's go for him? Do you know what I mean? There's not many. I mean, I threw out Zidane a few times, but Zidane's going to need a truckload of cash to, you know what I mean? He's only worked at Madrid with prime Ronaldo, Benzema, and Bale. So,
and he's only
listen,
really like big up Zidane. Listen, Zidane's my
mm,
favorite player of all time. I've got a
is
few
he?
Zidane shirts around me, but Zidane's
Is he?
shown he can knit it together. He
Yeah,
can knit talented players together and make it work.
yeah,
What Pep's done to this league now and generally in football is that to be the elite of elite, you've got to have that tactical. I don't know what you'd call it, but he's just on another planet tactically. And I think
yeah,
Klopp's got a bit of that to him as well in the way he in a different way in the way he sets up his. I think you've got to be elite in that now, and I don't think we've seen Zidane do that yet in management. I think we've seen him
yeah,
come in, knit it together, win. I say a few things. I'm not dismissing what he's won because it's mad.
yeah.
But
Champions League.
yeah, I haven't seen him come in and like I don't know. I don't know if he'd be good for like a United even or something. Like maybe not even Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea have spent a lot of money. Like, I thought Zidane would have been a good option for the Liverpool job where they've got world-class talent, experienced players. They've won stuff before. And maybe they just need a manager to come in and knit it together and win a couple more things before the real transition comes in.
Do you think it's interesting, right? When Pep went to Barca, and people kind of looked at him straight away and said, "This guy's unbelievable," right? Zidane went to Real Madrid. I think what 3 Champions Leagues was it back to back? Those 3. He won the
Yeah.
league title, left, came back, won the league title again, then left. But when you mention Zidane, there's still a lot of people that go, "Yeah, but Ronaldo and Bale." But it's crazy that he doesn't really get the credit. Maybe people think he didn't really do anything amazing tactically with that group.
Nah, but there was I'm not even saying he was completely tactically unaware because you've got to be somewhat, good tactically to win stuff
Of
in modern
course.
football. I think the difference is probably the equivalent would have been Pep leaving Barca,
Yeah.
coming back a couple of years later, winning it again with Barca, leaving again. Then you could probably compare it better because then even when he was at Barca, a lot of people attributed it to he had Messi coming up, Iniesta and Xavi, like it was already, so a lot of people were dismissing it. When he went Bayern, remember those days,
Yeah.
people were like, can he do it at Bayern? Can he do it there? Can he transition? Then it was, can he do it in England? Can he? Nah, he can't do this in England. He can't. He's done it in multiple leagues now from the ground up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying ground up at Bayern, and it wasn't really ground up at City. But
Yeah.
in terms of what they produced and the output and the productivity and the efficiency of the teams he created after Barcelona too, I think
Yeah.
that's what's. If Zidane went on to do that at another club, like if Zidane went to Juventus, because Zidane used to play at Juventus,
Yeah, yeah,
and right now in where Juventus are, and turns it around and builds them up, winning titles and going for it again, Champions Leagues and whatnot.
yeah,
Then you're right. When you compare, like, if you add that on top of what he's done at Real, then he'd go down straight away as one of the goats in terms of
yeah,
management. And it feels disrespectful to say that he's not, but I can't put him there with the Fergusons or Peps or Ancelottis or these type of managers who have done it consistently, different clubs and whatnot. Zidane's yet to. I don't think
yeah.
Zidane wants to do that, bro.
No, I don't
Doesn't.
think and he's been out for a while now, and like he's been out the game for quite
Yeah.
a spell. I think, I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm sure Zidane was at Marseille or something, and Marseille and PSG don't like each other. I could be
No,
wrong.
Bordeaux. Bordeaux.
Bordeaux was
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and he doesn't seem that keen on England either. But listen, just to go back to Arteta, listen, I think he'll definitely sign a new deal this summer. They won't let him go into the final year. I think they'll give him. I think there are already stories saying he'll get a 2 or 3 year deal. And listen, I'm very harsh, so I look at you can be progressing, but still not be successful, if you know what I mean. I feel like Arsenal have made huge progression under Mikel Arteta from where we were. If I
Yeah,
looked overall and said, how successful has he been at Arsenal? Even though it sounds very harsh, you're still going to judge it as 4.5 years, 1 FA Cup, 2 top fours, depending on whether we win the title or finish second or third. So
yeah, yeah.
I do still think there's some ground for him to make up, but I think the club will give him the time. Like, they're going to give him another season. You can see we need 1 or 2 more bits of the jigsaw. We need a top quality striker. We need a top centre mid to play next to Rice. Probably need a right winger to compete with Saka. So again, we need a big transfer window in the summer, but it'd be great if we had a trophy to build off.
Yeah, yeah. So I take it that I'd be happy that, bearing in mind the last 10 games of the season, we're in the quarters. I'd be happy if we maintain this, but we don't actually. I'd be happy if Arteta starts next season, as long as we end this season competing. We end this season going to the very wire, whether we win it or not. Because listen, my standards are as high as anyone's. We need to
Yeah,
win stuff. But I'm also well aware and realist enough to say Man City are always the favorites for these things, because
yeah,
they are built differently. Whether you talk about finances, whether you talk about manager, whether you talk about players' experience and quality, they lead the charts in every single one. So I cannot know that, say I know that, and then if we don't do it and finish a point, 2 points, or just behind Man City come end of the season, act like
yeah,
we're not good enough. He's not good enough. This player's not good enough. We need to shake things up, because the reality is, even going into next season, Man City will be favourites again.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure of it. Like, Man City, even if Man City finish second this year or third, I'm pretty sure they'll go into next season as favourites, especially with Klopp leaving Liverpool. They'll go
yeah,
spend some money. You're already hearing rumours about midfielders they want, and they're
yeah.
gonna spend something. They're always favourites. So
They're always favorite. And the thing is, City didn't even go big in the window, really. Like Vardiol, Doku, and Kovacic was kind of a quiet window for City last year. They're talking about Musiala this year for 90 million.
yeah,
And do you know what I mean? They start having that kind of window. So I think, listen, like you said, everything's context. Last season, what disappointed me so much is we watched the last month of the season with nothing to play for, which was crazy. Like,
yeah,
but I am a realist as well. Listen, if we lose the title by 3 points and Haaland goes crazy for the next 10 games and we can't quite reach them, sometimes as a fan, you've just got to hold that. Because if you said to me right now, who's the best team in this country on paper, it's still Man City. De
hmm
Bruyne is probably the number 1 player when he's at it. Haaland's the best goal scorer. Pep's the best manager. The resources, everything says they will win it. But we need to be that team that if City are not quite at it, we take advantage. My problem's always been, if City drop off and Liverpool overtake us and nick the title, when last year we was
yeah,
clear of Liverpool, that's where my problem comes from, because it's like they fell out of the top four, and then within 1 year, one transfer window, he's turned it full circle. So that's where I think, be really annoyed if Liverpool won the title instead of
Yeah,
us.
I said that on Big Six. I think maybe November times. I said if
Yeah,
it's not City, it's got to be us. Then
yeah,
then the whole Klopp announcement thing happened. Now there's that
yeah,
feeling that if they was to do it, it'll be very much linked to the fact Klopp made the announcement, and he galvanized the team, and they won it for him and all of that shit. And that's something that we can't really account for. But it's
mm,
not an excuse, because it's just the circumstances that we have to deal with, and Arteta's fully aware of that himself. I mean,
yeah,
if we wasn't to win it this season, and we wasn't to win it, but Liverpool were to win it this season, then Arteta knows the amount of pressure that he'll put himself and he'll be under going into next season. Because
yeah,
then, a lot of us would be like, this has to be our season now. This has to be,
yeah,
regardless of Man City, what Man City do in the summer, because really we should have a. Bruv, when we signed Rice, listen, banging. I never thought we'd spend over 100 mil. I always said we could do it, and I'd have fans argue with me that we
I
couldn't.
remember.
We need to be financially stable. It's the same fans that argue with me about Havertz now and used to argue with me about Eddie and Xhaka and Mustafi and so on over the years. It's the same type of fans. But you know, after Rice, after that 170 mil on midfielders and another title challenge and going far in the Champions League, I expect another summer of going in again. I don't want to
Yeah,
hear. Do you remember those summers back in the day we used to hear from certain fans, Arsenal fans in particular? Well, we're talking about Arsenal fans here. We can't spend this money because we've just spent this on this person, and we
yeah,
just. I don't want to hear none of that from no fans. Yeah. Last
yeah,
summer, we entered the big boy market in terms of transfer windows. It was the first big boy transfer window we've ever had, regardless
yeah,
of you spent 200 mil before in a summer or whatever. That was on multiple players. Last summer, we done 100 M's on Rice. We took Havertz, whether for good or for worse, that could be debated. Obviously, right now, for good for sure. Hopefully, it's for good come May.
mm,
Um, I expect another. I didn't expect January to be a whole. Our hands are tied behind our back. We ain't got the money
yeah,
type of window. But I'll see past that. I'll see past that in the summer. You go in again, because Man City don't. Man City's quiet windows are usually our big windows. That
yeah.
needs that needs to level up a little bit more.
I think we outspent City this window. Didn't we? We spent 230 if you include the rare one. I think they got Vardy for about
Yeah,
75, Kovacic was about 20, 30, and Doku was about 60. So I think they spent about 160. But we need another 200.
Nunes as well though. They
Oh yeah,
yeah
yeah.
they
No, I
spent
forgot about him. Yeah, no. So they're about the same, and I thought that was a quiet window for them. But maybe the
exactly.
names weren't as big as I've seen in the past, But this year we've got no excuse, because I think we've got a lot of players that we can get rid of this summer and balance the books. That we're being linked with a goalkeeper today. I think Ramsdale will go. I think Eddie's gone. I think Cedric El Neni get released. You get them
Yeah,
off the wage
yeah,
bill. There's one or two others. You might see a Smith Rowe go as well. There's 100 million there to bring through the door quite
100%.
easily if Edu
100%.
does his job. And then you've got to nail the window. I feel like we spent big money in this window. We didn't quite nail it. And it wasn't all their fault, because Timber looked like a game changer. He gets injured.
Yeah,
Havertz has improved, but we know the first 4 or 5 months it was not happening for him. Rice has been unbelievable for us. And David Raya, obviously, he's taken time now. He's got to where he got to. I think
yeah,
we need a window where, like, we sign 4 or 5 and 3 of them are in the starting 11 and they've changed the team, or 2 of them, transformed us. Because I still look at us and I think, we got a top striker in there now. It's different. And it's Saka yesterday had that quiet game. If you're bringing on another good winger, how many times you watch Liverpool and Jota comes off the bench and scores
yeah,
the winner? He's a game changer off the bench, And I just think we need players like that who can change the
yeah.
game. So
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised yesterday that it was Eddie coming on late on when it wasn't. Because at times I thought we might see a Vieira, we might see a Emil Smith Rowe, we might see a Reece Nelson. I never actually thought we'd see Eddie come on, but then he just ran it. So I don't know what that says for the rest. I don't know.
yeah,
Does it say anything? Maybe I'm looking too much into things. But you're right, Eddie, Smith Rowe, Ramsdale, Partey. That's 4 players there that
Oh,
even if
yeah,
you say 25 M's each, let's just say it, that's
yeah,
100 M definitely. That's 25 M's each is good business for another side. You know,
yeah,
we should be able to get more here and there for a couple of them, but that's definitely 100 M's on top of really we should have another 150 budget, let's say, this
yeah,
year. At 250 M's, really it should be another summer of hopefully building on a title winning side. Because if that would be the case, then we're in a much better place. Then I want to
yeah.
hear people dismiss the thoughts of Mbappe. I'm still on that. I'm still on that Mbappe wave, bro. I'm not
So am
letting
I,
that
bro. If I
Mbappe
get
wave
in the
go.
press conference, do you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna reload the question because you know what his answer was. He said to me, "I can't talk about a player that's contracted to another club." Well,
Yeah,
Mbappe's contract runs out 30th of June, so I'm gonna say, Mikel, right? So that we're gonna be on tour in July, and say, Mikel, I asked you a year ago about Mbappe, but now he's out of contract, so you can actually talk about him.
yeah. Put it on him. Put it on him.
Put it on him. But listen, my thing's always been like you. It's like Mbappe's mind's made up probably. He wants Madrid. He said it's the club he loved as a kid and he loves Ronaldo and all that. But my thing is, we need a striker. If a player like that is on the market, we should be in the conversation. You know,
Yeah,
Kroenke should be because look at basketball. Look at Jokic in basketball. You know, he is a superstar in basketball.
yep.
They're the champions. He's on a huge contract. Like when people go, "Oh, you can't afford his wages." Well, can we not afford his wages? Because he would cost you how much money in a transfer fee? You haven't
100.
got to pay that. So listen, we know
I
we're not
worked it out
getting him.
already. I worked it out already.
So have I. I've done it.
I, I can't do the maths now, but I said it on the show. I said if basically because you'll be getting in for free, okay, there might be a signing on fee. Well, not might be,
Yeah,
there will be a sign on fee, whatever. But even if you paid him, I forgot what the weekly wages I put was, but it was maybe 700K, 800K. No, I said 1 million a week to make the maths easy. I said a million
million.
a
Yeah,
week is 52 M's a year,
yeah,
4-year contract. That's 208 M's. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the wages. Let's say
yeah.
the signing on fees 40 million. Realistically, if someone said to you now, Arsenal go sign Mbappe in the summer for 180 M's and then they paid him 70 million across the 4 years he's with us, every Arsenal fan's taking that.
Every fan.
Every fan's taking that.
Bro, I was doing the maths here. So I think Declan Rice with his wages and the transfer fee over 4 years, it comes to like 150 something million. And you're saying Mbappe would be 250, who's probably the best player in the world. The shirt sales would be, I mean, can you imagine how many shirts we'd sell if he joined Arsenal? Like it would be
Record breaking
ridiculous.
of all
It'd be
time, I
record
think.
break.
Of
Yeah,
all
I think
time.
all time. Imagine if he wore 14 Thierry or so. It'd be. I'd buy all 3 shirts.
Imagine, bro, Eddie needs to give that up the minute Romano says, "Here we go." I want Eddie in the office saying, "Listen, I thought about this longer. Like, please
Yeah,
take the
yeah. I'm
14, man."
telling you, it's a dream. I wish it would happen, but you know,
Because, bro, I look at him, Real don't need him. Real don't. They'd do better with Haaland. Get Haaland 2025. Then you got Vinicius, Rodrigo either side of Haaland, counter attack. Bring in Klopp as well. You got the rock and roll. Leave Mbappe for someone else. What are they gonna do with Vinicius and Mbappe? I know people say Mbappe 9 and whatnot, but really the best Mbappe comes in off the wing. Really.
no, I agree. Like I said the same thing. Where's he gonna play? Because he's been a left winger for a few years. He plays left wing for France, left wing for PSG. Is he going to want to go Madrid and play with his back to goal? And then Vinny on that left is ruthless
Oh,
out there. So he ain't going to want to move to the right. Well,
nah.
it's
I'll take Vinny. If they really want to be greedy and then Vinny's not happy, I'll take him. I'll take him all day.
yeah, I'll
I don't
take
think
Vinny.
I don't think I don't see Vinny at us though. Well,
Nah,
what am I
nah.
talking about? I'm saying
Too
Mbappe
much
at
money.
Arsenal, let alone Vinny. But
We'll
yeah,
get
Havertz.
Mbappe's brother. Sign his younger brother, innit? He is Ethan Mbappe. We'll get him.
Oh, bro, we've done a madness over the years. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm ignoring all the madness we've done. I'm looking at last summer and saying, all right, this is a new
yeah,
era. Yeah, we've entered the big boy market now. Teams know we can spend 100 mil. Let's
yeah,
let's do what we need to do. I'm not saying go spend
yeah,
100 mil there, left, right, and center. Just do what you need to do.
yeah.
Havertz, though, I think Havertz. I
From
want to move on to him because I think he's probably changed up our summer plans to an extent because people, even his staunch, lover fans out there. I don't know what to call them, but you know, the Kai brigade. You'd have to admit that the positional change brought in has brought a better Kai Havertz out. You know, 100%. Bro, I haven't heard people talk about he's been in good spaces for like 4 weeks now, 5 weeks. Why? Because he's playing good for us. He's doing other things and getting into good spaces. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. We was heavily linked to Tony. Heavily linked to Tony. All of a sudden now it seems like those links have died. I actually think that I've always wanted another striker, plan B, a tall striker, someone that can be different. You know, if number one ain't working, number two might come on and do something different. We can get balls into the box, balls over the top. Tony seemed like he would have been the one to come in and be that rotation / plan B option striker.
Yeah.
But now Havertz has been doing that well, and Jesus' injuries have been catching up to him. Like, you know, it doesn't sound good in terms of, well, it doesn't look good with the amount of minutes he's playing now. Is it just because Kai's playing well, or is it because Jesus' knees have to really be managed now? It's probably a case of we not replace Jesus, but replace the number 9 position now, rather than bringing in a plan B.
Killer. Harlem.
Where did this come from, bro? Nah.
Hey,
Bro.
there's all sorts waiting in the background, bro.
Have you had this before? I ain't seen this one before. Have you had this running from a little while?
Yeah, man, Keros in the chat, he made this for me last week when he scored, man. I said, yo, Killer Kai.
Come on. Killer Kai. Nah, you know what? I need to get a producer to change up that. You know, remember the vocals behind it, the sample.
Yeah.
I need to get them to change that for
Yeah.
Kai and see what we can do.
Yeah.
See what we can do. Killer Kai, you know, look at him. Okay, now. I don't even remember. Kai. But yeah, I think he's now I see how he can be utilized in the team. I'm still weary that his wages and contract will catch up to us, but I ain't gonna talk about it. As long as he's playing well, we're good. If we can win a title this year, major trophy this year, we're good. But I do think he's now found his place as one of our 9s more than our 8, which opens up maybe the summer. You said Musiala, City. I wouldn't listen. Wirtz, I wouldn't mind taking a look at him as well. So we can do good business. There's probably more options in the 8 than striker in the summer, but really it's limited in both.
I think there'll be a few strikers on the move this year. I think Osimhen will go. Someone will trigger that. I think Tony probably will go. I think that Gyökeres at Sporting, you know, a lot of clubs looking at him. Obviously Mbappe will move. That will trigger something as well. So I think 6 months ago I felt like Tony to Arsenal was going to happen. I kind of don't think that's going to happen now. He turns 28 this week. It hasn't looked amazing since coming back. And he's not the quickest. He is a very good hold-up player. And just all his attitude and personality, I've just never thought would fit with the way we are. It looks, you know what I mean? We've got a certain way, and the players we buy, they all sort of behave a certain way. And if you look at the way the Kroenkes do business, when they spend money, it's kind of an investment. So I think they want a 24, 5-year-old that they feel like we can buy him for 70, but it'll be worth 120. That's how they do it. You know, that's what they do. You look at Rice now, and you're the accountant, so you should know.
Do you know what just flashed across my eyes? Nah, man, we've got to do Mbappe.
Oh, don't Mbappe do it, man.
At the SoFi in LA. Bro, do you know what would happen in that stadium? Nah, man, we've got Kroenke, man, because he spends the money in basketball, in American football, bro.
But Arsenal is the side dish. You know, when you go to the restaurant and they bring out that bread before you order, that's Arsenal to him, isn't it?
Does he make more money winning the NBA? No, has he won the NBA Nuggets?
Yeah, he won it last year, didn't he?
Last year, yeah. Did they make more money from winning the NBA or winning the NFL than you would from winning the Premier League or Champions League? I've never looked into them numbers still.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't know. I would imagine his sponsorships and all that would have gone through the roof, but he's active, bro. I see that guy at the Nuggets games with the hat on, you know, or Josh is there as well. And the Rams, the man was lifting the trophy and everything. I said, bro, I've never seen this guy at the Emirates. You know what I mean? So Yeah,
Oh mate.
he's not gonna give us that same. But yeah, the Mbappe thing, I think we gotta let that one go, man. You know.
Yeah, yeah, fuck it. Let's move on to super chats before I get carried
Yeah.
away again, and then back to the subjects. Tony says, "What I love about the win was the haters spending 4 hours to watch it." Big up Saeed, big up Matisse, big up, big up from Cali. Says Rodriguez, top show. Come on, my
There
bro.
you go,
Love for
bro.
the love, man. I ain't even clocked 2.3. The conversation just flowed from as soon as we started. 2.3K in the building. Come on, people. Love for the
Come
love.
on.
Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Curtis's channel link in the description. Show the love all around people, and big up everyone. Obviously, Ramadan Mubarak as well.
Mm.
Sorry, I forgot to say that at the beginning of the show. Next one up, we got Philippe. Big up, lads. Big win for Arsenal in terms of mentality. Seeing Arsenal bottle many Champions League, Europa League ties, but you got through and won on pens. Who do you want quarterfinals, excluding PSV? We
Um,
spoke about this a little yesterday,
yeah,
but
we had a little. I mean, I don't know. People see it different. Like, so I've seen people with chest out saying, "Give us Real." No, man, I'm trying to go under the radar, man. Like Inter did last year. Give me. Do you know what? I don't want Atletico if they get through. I
nah,
don't.
nah, nah.
The way they play
I
with
don't
that
want either
Simeone.
of them. Either of
Nah,
them.
nah. I want the winner of PSV Dortmund. You know, I take that. I even think Barcelona can be got at because when I watch them, they're very open and expansive. I think they
I
would
want
cause you
Barcelona,
problems.
man.
Do you
I
want
want
Barcelona?
Barcelona. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Barca,
I
yeah,
think the time is now, man. And I know
yeah,
I know it was a good win for them against Napoli, but the time is now, man. Arteta, Barca boy as well from
yeah.
young. He'd have that extra. Let me do these,
Motivation.
because he does probably want to manage them one day. Like, let's not.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
come from that school of four, Pep's, assistant and so on. So yeah, give me Barca, man. I'll take Barca.
Yeah, I take that.
Ricky says, I eat humble pie on Kai. He may end up not being worth 65 M's, but he's not a dud as I first thought. Yeah, 100%. Big up
Mm,
both and keep up the great work. I agree with that. And like I said on player ratings yesterday, that side of him that I've been seeing, I never, thought Kai had that side to him, but I like that
yeah,
he's a just a, yeah,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to get monetized here, but you know what I'm talking about. He's just, I like it. I like it a lot, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Reminds me of the old school. Da Vinci, big up, my bro. Big up you, man. Are you two gonna do joint watch alongs? Think it will be hard. You know what? Maybe one day.
Could do
Why
that.
not?
Yeah.
Why not? I think yeah, that's something. Keep tuned. Subscribe here. Subscribe on Curtis's channel, my bro. And yeah, obviously socials are there as well. But if you're subscribed, that's you'll be here. And Mo says I have to give Mikel props. And I hate the Ten Hag comparisons. He had 200 million wingers, Anthony and Sancho. Mikel had 6 million Gabby and left back Saka. We had Mustafi, not Varane. Yeah. I mean, when you put it like that, yeah. Yeah. Big up though. Bo says, big up my brother's big C. He was hilarious after that Trossard goal yesterday. I've always said, do not sub him. You was like me. Most of the stadium was saying it, bro. I've heard most of the stadium looked at that first half an hour from Trossard and said, it should have been Jesus starting, or it should have been Reese, a couple of people said. But then, yeah, he pops up, he scores, and he essentially helps us win it. So
Yeah,
that is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Shameless.
Shameless settings, man. I hear it, bro. Watch along
And he
gets
looks
like
and he looked like the ref as well. I can't believe that.
yeah, yeah. The eyes were the same, bro. The eyes were the same. This guy said, if we win the double, if we win if we win Champions League and Prem,
Statue, bro.
yeah,
Yo, what do you mean?
let him enjoy, bro. It doesn't matter. The length doesn't matter at that point. We'll deal with what we have to deal with when the time comes. But yeah,
Yeah, man.
broski, that would be crazy. Kevin says,
Oh,
please put respect on Alonso and Inzaghi. Leverkusen were in relegation last year. Tuchel has more points at this stage than Pep ever did at Bayern. Really? And
wow.
Alonso is still first. Both better than Arteta. Trophies matter. That would be crazy if that's true. That would be crazy because we're nearly 30 games into the season.
Yeah, yeah.
Tuchel's Bayern now has more points than Pep's ever did at Bayern at this stage. Are you sure about this, Kevin? But that sounds mad, Pep used to wash that league easy
Mm-mm.
at times, anyway. But I put respect on Alonso and Zaghi, but still, competing with Pep, the greatest, of definitely this generation and one of the top 2-3 of all time. It's something that you can't really compare in Bundesliga or Serie A, in my opinion. What does an ideal summer look like to you boys? Well, you said a few positions, Curtis, isn't it?
I think we need the goal scorer, don't we? I think the
Yeah.
midfield one's tough because, like, with Rice, do you play him as a 6 and get a box to box, sign a box to box, or do you make Rice the box to box and sign the 6? That's the dilemma.
James loves this quote. Well, he doesn't love this quote, but it's come up a few times. He wants Rice as the 8, and he wants to buy a new 6, like a Zubimendi, maybe. Actually, let me not put words in his mouth, but I think he wants a 600%. Didn't say a player in particular.
Yeah, because I suppose,
What
he's
would
got
you?
6 goals.
Yeah,
It's a tough one, isn't it? Like,
I did
by the
say
way,
to him, go on.
Zubimendi, by the way, I'm not sold
So
on him. Nah, looks
I,
techie, but
I said, I said, I counted what James said, and I said, if the 8 was to be Frankie De Jong, would you then
right,
move Rice to the 6? And he said, yeah. And I think that's where I'm at. I think
yeah,
De Jong's, attainable this year. I think
mm,
Wirtz as well. The argument will be, is Wirtz, can he do the 8 in the Premier League? Would Odegaard have to do more of the 8 and him the 10? Like, how would it work?
yeah.
2 8s. But I think I'm happier with Rice as the 6, if I'm honest. Knowing that
So am
he
I.
can, knowing that he can join the attack if necessary. Like, we know he can do it, the box to box stuff. So we could even utilize a double pivot at times. But I
Yeah,
think we need a couple mid. We're losing El
we do.
Nene and
Yeah,
Partey.
yeah,
Havertz, a midfield sign, and essentially we're talking about him as being an option 9 now. So that's
yeah,
3 people in mid. We've got to get 2. So I wouldn't mind if it's a Zubimendi who's techie, who's got maybe the Jorginho side of that DM deep lying
yeah.
role. And then we also sign a De Jong or Wirtz, and then Rice can complement a Zubimendi and a double pivot at times if need be. Not that I'm saying that's the future for Arsenal, but then you've got enough options there to form a good 3.
Do you know what would be interesting if Partey digs his heels in though and says, "Listen, man, you know what
Mm.
I mean? 1 year left on my deal. I'll chill, man, and get to next summer and get that free agent move instead."
Question is where would he actually go?
Yeah,
I can see Italian teams coming in for him.
it's on big wages though, and he's on 200 grand plus. I think he'd be. I think if he went to Italy, we'd have to sell him for very cheap to enable
Mm.
them to pay his wages. And he's been injured nearly all season as well, so they ain't going to be
1 year
desperate to get him.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah, looking at 20 M's maybe.
if that.
Maybe if that, yeah, if that
Yeah,
maybe it's appearance based and all that shit.
yeah,
Wahid says, Sell Smith thrown by Wirtz. Well, yeah, we've been talking about him now. That would be a mad upgrade.
yeah,
Cliff says, Where was Kai last night? Tony all day, mate. Yeah, I get that. Kai was, it wasn't his best performance for sure. But some people would say, Where was Tony against Arsenal? Some people thought Tony had a great game against Arsenal. I didn't think that. But some people
no,
would say, Where was Tony against? So to pick out one game and say, even though with Kai, there's a fair few, you'd say the Porto first leg, I'd say first half of the season. But
yeah,
Tony isn't a guy that every game he's there. You see him. He's doing bits. He's also a guy that has quiet games and can be anonymous. And Tena says, Turkish, when are you going to put one? When are you going to put on one of those jerseys? I'm actually going through them pretty much now, Like, I've literally got shirts everywhere. Like, I've got shirts here because I need to sell a few because I've got doubles. Like, I've got
yeah.
doubles of shirts. So I'm going through them slowly but surely. That's an FA Cup final 02. Parla. He
I
scored
got
in that
Paul. You
final.
got a great collection, aren't you?
Yeah, bro. I got so many shirts, but I need to it's too much now. What I started recently was the Henri long sleeve collection. So
Oh yeah,
I've got pretty much most of Henri's long sleeves, but I need to sell some. So
yeah,
uh, get a few bigger sizes as well, people. Obviously, I'm a
yeah.
bigger man than I was when I was wearing some of these shirts 15
Back in
years ago.
the
Hassan
day.
says, big up Turkish and Curtis. Been busy with Ramadan. Hope you and the family are blessed. All love. Likewise to
Big
you,
up, bro.
Hassan, my bro. Hope you're well and the family too. Um, 40 says, hypothetically, if you could get Mbappe, but for some reason you would have to let go of Martinelli, would you still want it? I'm a big fan of Martinelli, but yes,
Oh man.
Mbappe, come on. Come on.
He's out.
Yeah. This is one of those questions where he knew the answer to it, but he just
He
wanted
did.
he wanted to hear it. He wanted to
Yeah, he
hear it.
wanted that confirmation.
Rodriguez says, Curtis, why?
No idea, bro. Don't know unless one of the mods have blocked you or something.
I had no, though. I don't know.
Man, if you
Sounds like
can you send normal messages on there? I don't know.
yeah. Well, she probably would have said, "Why am I blocked?" But
Yeah,
let us know. I said, "What are you man saying about Odegaard, Madison?" Odegaard's again, like I like both, and I think they're both
yeah,
different. But I like obviously Odegaard's our player. He's the one that's helped kick us on in the last 3 years. So I'm gonna pick him every day of the week. One thing that I think differentiates them massively because quality wise, you can have a debate about it. They're different,
yeah.
but they possess quality. Odegaard's leadership and his pressing and that side of things, like he's been captain of this turnaround. That for me is a big difference between the two.
And he's available a lot. Madison's injury prone, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I
true.
thought Odegaard yesterday was outstanding. I thought that was a captain's performance, man. The guy's work rate for an attacking midfielder is outrageous. And then he's the guy who unlocks the door. Like the ball that he plays, it just makes it look easy as well.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just
The
quality,
ball was
class player, man.
class, bro.
Yeah,
Class.
man.
I can't lie to you. More of
Yeah,
that. Tevin says,
yeah.
big up to the man them. Come on, my bro. You think we will see the Partey Rice Odegaard midfield in the upcoming running? I think Jorginho rest will be crucial. I think we'll see it. I think we'll see it. Do you think we'll see
Yeah.
it?
I
Yeah.
hope so because I think we go up another level. Jorginho's good, but if you get an informed party and drop him in there, get 7-8 games out of him, because when you go into
Yeah.
we got tough away games. Do you know what I mean? Where the midfield's going to be running, and
Do.
Jorginho might struggle a little bit against your
Do.
Tottenhams and your Cities and Uniteds.
And at the Emirates game against City, I remember Partey coming on made a hell of a lot of
Yeah,
difference. Like
yeah,
Jorginho done well, don't get it twisted. But when Partey came on, we leveled up.
yeah.
But his couple cameos have been. Is it couple cameos or is it one cameo?
He's look hella rusty, Annie,
Yeah,
bro. He
he
looks
looked
like he's
rusty, bro.
way off.
He
Yeah.
looked rusty. Big up Jay becoming a member of the channel. Come on, my bro. And
Yeah.
Becky says styles make fights. Bigger teams suit us in the Champions League. Well, we hope so. We hope so. That's why we're there to play the biggest. JJ says big up Turkish and Curtis. TNC show talking Hova. I can't sleep last night from emotional roller coaster. Come on, you Gunners. Let's believe. Big up, my guy, man. Big up.
Yeah,
Mod on the channel as well. Do your thing. I wanted to ask you earlier before the super chat. Lucky is still in my mind. Big up 2.5k.
big up.
Watching when's the big six? That is tomorrow, people. Of 10:30 on the big six channel, obviously. Ben White. Is he the second best right back in the league?
No, not for me.
Who's ahead of him for you?
I still think Walker and Trent are ahead of him. I know
Walker's been falling off for like
he has, but I still think I see Walker in the summer. I know it was the summer, and was it last year?
Diaz didn't do that to actually Diaz playing that one night, didn't he? Yeah, he did. I ain't seen Ben White run ragged like Walker was the other day for a little while still.
I think Walker's a bit all over the place at the moment. I don't know if that stuff off the pitch has messed him up and break up and all that, but maybe he's aging a little bit as well.
Yeah,
listen,
definitely aging. Yeah,
he's aging. He's 33, isn't he? I know some people are saying Trent, but we know like Trent on the ball is
class.
It balances out. And I think there is an exaggeration about his defending. Like, he's not a great defender, but you don't win every single trophy available to you if you are a terrible defender. Like the guy played against Real Madrid, played against, you know what I mean? So
I think Trent's definitely number one right back. I don't know why people are arguing that because Trent can do inverting, Trent can do overlapping, Trent can do the traditional stuff. Defensively, question marks, but like Curtis said, I think when you're known for your attacking and you're inverting, the defensive part always takes a hit. You can see it with us and Zinchenko as well.
I'd put Ben White. I'd put him top 3. I think Reece James a sick note, and Trippier is fading. I think Gusto at Chelsea's looks like potential, but not He's not there yet. So I put him third. I think it's top three.
Ben White, first season played centre back, played good, but obviously Saliba comes in. Second season played a traditional right back with Zinchenko, inverting. So he'd do the overlap thing or he'd tuck into a back three. This season now he's inverting. He's done everything that every role he needs to do in that right back, right centre back position, and he's done it all well. He's actually done it all well. He's always like a 6, 7, 8 out of 10, always above average, more than he is average or below average. I don't really see him have much below average games.
Yeah. Listen, like you said, he's not a natural right back as well. We might see over the next, draw, because if you get Madrid, you're talking about Vinicius. If you get PSG, you're talking about Mbappe. If you get there's some real big left wingers there that are waiting for him. So we'll see.
You see what I said about Kai, though? You know how he's a bit of he's got that side to him.
Yeah.
I can't lie. One of the most interesting battles I'd like to see Arsenal Real is Vinicius against Ben White, because Vinicius will definitely rip him. Over 2 legs, there's not going to be a time when Vinicius doesn't get the better of him for sure. But I want to see how Ben White handles it. I want to, because he's got that dark side of his game as well, where he doesn't mind kicking a man or just moving. That would be an interesting battle,
Yeah, it would. hey, big him up, man.
Come here. You want to say hello to Curtis? Come. What's up?
Yes. Yeah. Havertz fan. Where's your Havertz shirt?
Say hello, Curtis.
Hello, Curtis.
Hello. Yo, his hair's sick.
Yeah, well, it needs to be done, but yeah. Come on. Say hello, people.
Hello, people.
Say love for the love.
Love.
He's a legend, mate. Little Havertz.
Are you little Havertz?
Yeah.
Nah. Well, give me one sec.
No worries, man. Don't worry. I'll run it for 5 minutes, man. Daddy daycare's got to run. You got to like the video for that, people. Come on. That's legendary content right there. You know what I mean? Next generation. You know what? One of the shows, just put him there. I'll bring by you here. We'll just sit back. They can run it,
It makes sense still. I can't lie, As soon as you said one day, I've clocked what you're going to say. Yeah, 100% that makes sense, man. The next gen. What's up? Close the door and be about your business.
Hey.
Where are we? The super chats are there.
I just realized we've actually got Champions League to watch tonight as well, haven't we? Who's playing tonight? Inter against Atletico.
Atletico. What was the first leg result?
Did Inter beat Atletico? I thought they beat them in the home leg. Yeah, 1-0 to Inter, and
let me check. Oh, 1-0 to Inter, yeah.
Dortmund PSV was 1-1. I'd love PSV, man. I know it would be a boring fixture because it's not glamorous and we play.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's semi-final route. Get Madrid, Man City or something.
Robbie said the same thing. He said PSV. I just want to get to the semis and then we'll see what's what.
Because then
who do you want?
Who do I want?
Who do you want City to get?
That's a good question. Probably not Real Madrid, because I just think the way they opened them up last year, they destroyed them. Like
Atletico?
Maybe an Atletico, just a dirty
Simeone.
Because at least I know if City beat Atletico, you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be, you know what I mean? You're gonna go for a war to win that.
Yeah.
You might, Haaland might tweak his hammy or something like. I want him to have a horrible, like FA Cup this weekend. People going, this weekend. I said, I want City and Liverpool to win this weekend. I want them to have more fixtures, more fatigue, more yellow cards, red cards, injuries.
Yeah.
I want them to have fixtures, FA Cup games midweek and all of that extra time. Let them keep going.
All of that. And people are saying Inter. A couple of people said Inter, to be honest. Revenge. I don't know if Inter can,
I don't know if they're good enough to beat them over 2 legs as well.
They left it all on the line in the final and still didn't win, I think. And yeah, that's a tough one. Someone said Bayern. I think Man
Maybe
City will.
they beat
Man City
Bayern,
will.
didn't they, last year? Quite easy again,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe with
Bar-
Kane, I don't know.
Barca, Man City will. Yeah, Man City should finish Barca if they was. Yeah, I'm Atletico Madrid or whoever wins at Atletico Inter. I'd say, all right, cool, one of them.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
few more super chats have come in. Big up Devin as well and Yan, both becoming members. My brothers,
Big
come
up.
on, appreciate that. And Brandon says this is the furthest we've been since the creation of fan channels. Crazy to think about. Finally, some new narratives. Trust me, like it's bro. This is the first one. Obviously, last season was the first time, but last season was not expected. This is the first season since this whole fan content YouTube stuff we've been doing, where we've gone in with a high expectation, with
Yeah.
standards matching the expectations and the history and name of the club and so on. It's crazy,
Yeah. Yeah, bro. We started, you know what I mean? Channels were started in the darkness, bro. You know what I mean?
bro.
Madness was going off.
Bro.
You know?
I, I remember when I did that Cronk out, the little protest. Well, I say little, no, and you was there as well. Just there, bro. Well, we went through some mud at that eight
Madness,
a.m.
bro.
on a Monday morning,
Puma kits and them things there, bro. You know what I
bro.
mean?
Bro. Tevin says Benny Blanco's my G, but that Gusto you Fuego. Blanco is top 5 for me. Trent Walker declining. Gusto Trips, then White. Trippier for me was the best right back last year. Ben White was second, and I'm saying 22-23 season, but Trippier this season's really
He's
fallen off.
declined, man. Yeah.
Walker stepped up at the back end of last season, but overall he's been on decline for 18 months or so. I think this season Ben White's definitely been better than Walker.
Yeah.
And Gusto, I wouldn't put him above White just yet.
No.
I think it's just flair tax with Gusto. I think he looks better doing it. Whereas Ben White, you get
We're
what I'm
saying
saying?
the plaits and the shape up and that, you know,
You
in
know
the
what
little
it
French
is? Yeah, plat tax. That's what it is. It's plat tax.
plat tax. Yeah,
And who else did you say? Trent. I can't argue with Trent. Yeah, that one's
yeah.
fair enough. That one's fair enough. Gusto reminds me of a Cotto.
I'm like
Remember, I
Benoit.
see a Cotto, a guy,
Yeah,
and like a Cotto, Ben White doesn't really care about football too much.
yeah,
Bo says, "Can you two do the draw on Friday? I've already been booked in. AFTV's doing the draw live, but Curtis will be doing the draw live as well. So
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
both be doing the draw live in some way, shape, or form, but on different platforms. So big up, subscribe to
Yeah, man.
Curtis. Link in the description. Just search Curtis Shaw. Will come up regardless. Big
Big
up,
up.
guys. I've been watching you since 2017. Says Jan. Big up, because 2017 was first time I started doing YouTube stuff.
Is that when you started, 2017?
Bayern Munich 5-1, bro.
Oh, that sent you over the
This
edge.
was my first knockout game in the Champions League since the
5-1.
back-to-back 5-1s.
So
And
you've
before
come
that it
full
was
circle.
3-1. Full circle. And before that it was 3-1 Barca and then they scored that, outside the box curler.
Oh yeah, yeah, Barca.
Suarez
Yeah,
scored wasn't that the game Suarez, Neymar, and Messi all scored? I think it was.
yeah.
Yeah, we've been through it. Hilton says, who loses out to Timber when he's fully fit? And would you poach Isak? Martinelli, Isak, Saka front three. Great show. Love all the content. So I'll go back to who loses out to Timber when he's fully fit. My prediction, whoever's at left back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Who would you, poach Isak? Only concern is injuries for me.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Definitely. He's a baller. He looks like an Arsenal player, but the injuries, you just think, is he not built for the Prem? Why come he keeps breaking down?
If you could guarantee me he plays 30 of 38 games minimum next season, or you guarantee me any striker out there can play 30 minimum 38 games, I'd probably pick Isak out of all of them. I'm not crossing Mbappe as a striker here, by the way.
Yeah,
I'd probably pick Isak over all of them, including Osimhen, Guequeres, or whatever his name is, and him and all these people being mentioned. It probably would be Isak. The only thing is, and he's shown he can play 30 plus games. He did it before Newcastle.
Yeah.
But he just in this league, he hasn't shown it yet, which is the biggest. Knowing our luck, we go spend 100 M's, come in, give him the 14, 7 games in, he's out for 4 months. Like,
that's just it'd be typical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, typical. Jan again says wanted to contribute with some little. Well, I guess you mean super chat. It's not little, my bro. Come on, I remember the thrashing from Bayern and the legendary interviews. Can't always catch you live, so now I'd like to big up Jan, big up. We ain't got much left of this live. We've just passed the hour mark. Still 2.4k here though, so hit the like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes, please, people. Make sure you subscribe as well. Make sure you subscribe to Curtis. Both on the road to 100k. Hopefully 2024 that does come, people. Hopefully by summer we can both hit 100k. And yeah, live it up in LA, Vegas, and Philly. It's not confirmed.
Can you imagine that summer if we win a title or something, bro? I don't know what's gonna be going on.
Bro, nah, KG and Flex better not catch man in the US like they did last summer. Because if we win the league title or Champions League and we go on tour,
they're not gonna want to be around us.
I might carry the Champions League with me everywhere I go. With me, bro. I might carry it everywhere I go. Graham, will White make the England Euro squad?
Nah. Yeah. Southgate, they've had a fallout, and it's not gonna happen. He should.
I've heard through reliable sources that something did happen. That something did happen, and Ben White dipped. Like basically, I'm not too sure 100% what it is. Like I've heard from reliable sources what it might be, but I'm not willing to pass that on. But it's nothing. It's nothing crazy. It's just typical football stuff kind of thing. And off the back of that, I wouldn't expect Gareth Southgate to pick him again. But like Curtis said, bro, if we're picking fullbacks for England, right backs for England, then all right, Walker gets in, heritage. All right, Trent gets in, amazing footballer. Behind that, I'm looking at Ben White, even though Trippier tends to get him because he can do left back too. Yeah. But Southgate's not that guy. Southgate's not really.
No. He's not that guy at all.
He ain't gonna do that. And my guy Nando as well, I see you earlier saying, why do we have to sell Ramsdale? Can't we loan him out and keep him for the future? I'll dismiss the keeping for the future part of it. The loan out thing's interesting because it made me think, Curtis, and I've never thought this before Nando said that. Big up Nando. His value's at an all-time low at Arsenal right now, Ramsdale.
Definitely.
We spent 30 M's on him. We could probably get 30 M's back for him. But we also know that he's got a higher ceiling than 30 M's in value because we could have probably got 50. Would you entertain loaning him out for a year to build the value back up and then potentially a club comes in for more? Or do you think that this summer, let's just get it done and dusted?
I think you get him out. I think he must be on I think he's on 100, 120k. And I don't think we got time to wait. Like, we need a big summer. Like, this summer is critical. No matter what happens, if we win the league, we've got to go big to try and maintain it. If we don't quite win it, we've got to go big to try and bridge that gap. And I think loaning out a player of that value, and there's always that chance he goes on loan, he doesn't do well, then you're back to square one, or he gets injured, you're back to square one. So for me, I think you get as much money as you can for him and you get him off the wage bill. I think he should be worth 40 to 50 mil, but what happened at the weekend doesn't help as well. So I think you just got to get your money back and just keep it moving for him.
Yeah, that's how I feel on it still. Big up Grizz, football carnage in the building. Arsenal for the double, yeah? Who told you that?
Grizz,
What Liverpool fans or what fucking ops are in the chat going to message Grizz telling them we've been saying doubles? And they said we ain't been saying that. Who said doubles? Grizz, we're the underdogs. How can we do it against Man City? Financial dopers. Pep Guardiola. How can we do it against Liverpool? Klopp, he's leaving. The fist bumps are going. We can't do it. Our backs are against the wall. Underdogs. We're just having a good time. A few more super chats have come in. Go subscribe to Football Carnage as well, people. Carl says instead of a 9, we should focus on a 7 to push Saka. Curtis made a good point yesterday. He feels that sometimes he looks at Saka's performances and thinks if he had someone pushing him, would be getting a bit better out of him at times.
Definitely, bro. Like, you look at the times we've been successful. Like, we always name the team, but there was somebody waiting behind them. Do you know what I mean? Like, you had Henry and Bergkamp, you had Carno and Wiltord waiting in the background. You had Edu on the bench. Full internationals waiting to get your place. Saka knows that performance yesterday has no implication on him. He'll start against Man City, and I just think we just need a good winger. And I think you also saw without Martinelli, our front three is not quick enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I look at the best teams, you know, there's pace, and pace destroys defenders. Vinicius and Mbappe, City have got Doku, even though I don't think Doku's actually that good. But, you know, I think we need another live wire. You know, if Saka's 70 minutes, you can bring on Elise or whoever, Neto. And Neto's injuries a shame because I like Neto. I would have took him.
Do you think Elise is realistic in terms of fee? Yes, wages, yes, but does he come in as a backup or a guy that's going to be used sparingly at first?
No, I don't think we'll get Elise. I think Chelsea will
What
go
about,
back in for him. United
what
as
about
well.
if I throw in Bomo? Because I'll take him Bomo, you know.
Brentford guy.
Yeah, bro, I'll take him. I'll take him.
I
I
don't know
can't
if
lie.
I don't know if I don't know if I'm being a snob here, but
I
don't
get
know,
you. It's not the flashy name, but imagine we getting Bomo one side and Mbappe the other side. Bro,
Yo,
we
man, yo, let the Mbappe fee, you
balance
gotta let it go,
scales.
bro. We tried.
Nah, you got to balance the scales, bro.
You gotta let it go. We ain't getting him.
Nah, with all due respect though, and Bomo, I think is underrated. I think he must be like 25, mid-20s, 25, I'd say.
He looks
He's
45 though. I can't lie.
no, but he's got energy though. He does look old still, but he's got energy, bro. He's got
He has,
energy.
you know. I'm
He runs that
snobbing, man.
man. He-
I'm gonna be honest. I'm turning to a snob. Like 2 years ago, I was excited for Tielemans, and now I'm looking down at them. I'm on them signings. We're going to Leroy Sané or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, big up
Yeah,
Eros.
man.
What about Timo? You know the thing about Timo Werner, yeah? I'm gonna tell you something, yeah. We went and signed
Explain
Kai
yourself.
Havertz. Now I'm gonna explain this. We went and signed Kai Havertz, yeah. And listen, Kai's got what 7-8 goals and a few assists and whatnot. Best believe Timo Werner in this Arsenal team would have about 7-8 goals and a few assists as well. Trust me on that, he would. Trust me on that. Yeah. And you
Remember, I
lot
was in America. We had that argument in it. I was saying Rashford. You were saying Timo Werner.
yeah, we still haven't got a conclusion to that, you know. I can't
We
lie.
still haven't. I can.
We
No, we
still
haven't.
haven't.
We definitely haven't.
None of them won the title. None of them won it.
No.
Where are we? Ward says, in all honesty, I'd like to face anyone if we want to rise to that extra next level. Big up, guys. Come on, you Gunners. I get that. There was times, and even now, where Champions League's about playing Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. It's about having back-to-backs with the previous winners, man. It's about things like that. But at the same time, in our first time back, I also get that, you know, with like an easier path through to the latter stages and so on. So I get both sides, man. I get both sides. I wouldn't want to win the Champions League without playing, you know, some of the elite, if I'm honest with you. Last super chat here as well. 1 hour 10 in, 2.3K in the building. JW says, how many seasons do you both think Arteta has left of just challenging for the Premier League, Champions League without actually winning either? I think this one is the last one in terms of everyone will, if we don't win it this year, everyone will, you know, pretty much demand it next year.
So what you think next year is like you must? You think we would have to win it
Yeah.
next year?
Yeah, man. I think after 2 title challenging seasons, after what I'd expect to be 2 back-to-back blockbuster windows, in terms of it started with Rice last window and this one coming up. With Champions League money, with Klopp leaving Liverpool, with Man City having, you know, won it all. I think, I think next year's a must, bro. Next year's a must. And that's not me looking past this year, because I still think this year we can. And if Man City don't, we should. But if we don't this year, then next year's a must.
I think my pushback with that would be, would the owners be thinking that? Or would the owners be thinking, keeps getting top 4, keeps competing, don't have to break the bank?
That's the key.
I'm
That's the
happy
key.
with that. That's the difference, isn't it? You know?
That's the key. And that's where it comes full circle back to where I initially got frustrated with them. They didn't mind Wenger making top 4 all those years. And they sacked Wenger when he didn't make top 4 for a couple of seasons. So did they sack him because they really want to turn around Arsenal and show ambition and win majors? Or did they do it because he actually, for the last 2 years, didn't hit the targets and the money wasn't making, you know, sense? which one was it? Judging off last summer and the trajectory in the 3 years, I'd say it does look like they want to win majors. They want to, compete. They want to challenge, because you don't sign a 100 million player like that if you don't. But now we're back in Champions League. Was that a transfer to take our attention away and give them the benefit of doubt and keep supporting them in terms of they've turned it around, or was it
Yeah.
the start of a new era where Arsenal every window now move with the big boys, every season now challenge with the big boys, become part of the big boys? These are the key seasons now. That's why I'm still hesitant to turn it around and say big up the Cronkies, because we're back to square one, bro. In the Champions League was square one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what we do from square one. Do we go to square 6 again? Or do we, remain, challenging and competing and so on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Last one from Gareth saying I'd definitely want Mbomo over TMO and Rashford. I think Curtis can agree with that. I think Curtis
Yeah,
can agree.
maybe. Yeah, because
You
all
are
right,
snobbing that. You
we'll let
are.
it go.
Mbomo's, he's all right, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Man, they ain't just saying his name for no
Bro,
reason. He's
I'm
all
going to
right.
keep it 100. Like, yo, it's
You're shocked I said it. I could tell.
no. Do you know what it is? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's just not flashy enough. I'm being snobby. I am. I'm genuine. He's a decent winger, but I just feel like,
You
yeah,
wanted
when
someone.
we're
I
finishing
get that.
7th,
I
I'd took.
understand that. I
You know what I'm
understand
saying?
that. I wanted DRB last summer,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm honest. And that is that in terms of levels, I get you. You're more excited by a DRB. But I think Mboma just comes in and does. I think Mboma will be like a Trossard signing where he comes in, he's efficient
yeah. It's
when
not. You're
called.
going to cause no problems off the bench. He'll get you a goal, and
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
All right, cool. We'll slowly but surely wrap it up, people. 1 hour, 12 minutes in, 2.3K in the building. Hit the like button. Let's get to 1,000. Curtis, let them know. It's Wednesday now, so you're definitely doing the live draw Friday. Anything tomorrow?
If there's enough there, yeah, 2 p.m. tomorrow, but it's all on Friday, man. Friday's massive.
Yeah.
I think with that draw, it's like I want to avoid certain teams, but whoever we get, we've got to kind of just, you know what I mean? Don't
Yeah.
be scared of them. We just got to
Yeah.
say, embrace
Yeah.
it. If you get Bayern, go and try and do them and see what we're about. It's like,
It's true. It's true.
you know what I mean? I think that's what we got to do.
Even if we get City, which is probably the worst case scenario for me, I just think we would have had to play them at some point, whether it's now, semis or final. I don't think, I don't rely on anyone else to knock them out. So fuck it. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
2 legs. Let's see. All right, live draw people. Curtis will be going live Friday, so make sure you're there. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe here as well. And we'll be back. There ain't no games. We'll be back next week sometime. We can talk
we'll
about
do
the
something.
draw who we got. We'll do something, maybe a draft, or we'll do something, people. So make sure you're here. Make sure you're over there on Curtis's channel as well. Love for everyone tuning in. 2.5K was the peak. 2.2K still in the building. And yeah, love for the love as always, people. We'll be back next week sometime. I'm back Friday at some point, maybe Saturday with Title Talk, James Redmond and Big Steve. So make sure you're here. And that's about it, people. Love. We're out. Peace.